We're less than 36 hours away from the NBA trade deadline, Mully, and we've seen some blockbusters happen earlier today. You as a former GM, as a former player, what are these players feeling like? Because we've heard from sources, from Steve Kerr himself, that basically everybody except for Stephen Curry is untouchable. With the exception of Stephen Curry, I should say. So what are these players, coaches, and his ex feeling here less than 36 hours away from the trade deadline?
Yeah, as we look at Buddy Hield smiling, because he's been through this, Bonte, it's experience. This is part of the NBA calendar, part of the schedule, much like preseason and the regular season schedule into the playoffs. This is something you have to get used to. The younger players, there can be some anxiety and some tough feelings going on right now. But over time, when you become a veteran, you get used to this time of year. And in 36 hours, the time will come and go. Some plays have been moved already. And when that time comes, then you resettle back in, get to the All-Star break and try and make a push after All-Star break.
Well, one player who's been traded multiple times is Buddy Hield, who spoke on that yesterday after shoot-around.
I mean, you never know. There's always smoke out there. You just never know. That's why you always get a joke about it. If it happens, it happens. The way you look at it in life, you let the business of basketball control it. And whatever happens out of it, happens out of it. I'm just thankful to have a job. And, if I'm going to stay with another team, I'm just know that if whoever gets traded, that another team wants me, perhaps. And I'm going to go out there and do my bet to my best ability to be that team and hopefully have a future with that team, too. Or hope to see him go with this team. So you can't predict it. It's in the future of God's hands. And, it's not easy, but it's our business we deal with. It's the business of basketball we deal with.
We remain on Giannis watch as it continues, and we've seen a multiple of reports regarding the Greek Freak, some suggesting the Warriors are not the desired destination of Antetokounmpo. So do the Dubs have a plan B? They had one last year when they acquired Jimmy Butler after originally going after Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant said, yeah, I'm good off the Bay Area. They pivoted to Jimmy Butler, gave him a 2-year deal, and it worked out for the Golden State Warriors. Let's go inside the J Center for the first time all evening to Emmy Award-winning, the great KB, Kareth Burke. We have Petaluma's finest, Dalton Johnson in the building, and of course, NBA champion Festus Ezeli. What is happening, KB? Do the Warriors have a plan B if the Giannis sweepstakes don't go their way?
I hope so. I hope there's a plan B. Listen, there's probably some things. I mean, we know that the Giannis talk is very loud. We know that the Warriors are, in fact, in that hunt. But if there are other things behind the scenes, maybe the Warriors are playing those things close to the chest. You don't want other teams knowing your targets because you don't want competition for those targets. Let me actually turn it over to Dalton Johnson because you've been following what's going on with the trade talk, talking to the right people. What can you tell us right now about a plan B?
Yeah, the plan B is the real question to me. We all know that the Warriors have put all their eggs into a Greek basket, going for Giannis Antetokounmpo right now. And we know a good portion of who's involved with those trade rumors as well, too. Draymond Green is involved in those trades. His contract is about $26 million right now. You look at Draymond, you look at Jonathan Kuminga, who I have heard from sources that the Bucks have had past interest in. You look at other young players as well, too, and then there's the draft picks on top of that. But what is the plan B, and is there one for the immediate future? Where do you turn if you don't land Giannis? And does this season after Jimmy Butler's injury present a path forward in the immediate future? Do you look at, okay, do I move on to a Trey Murphy, somebody that the Warriors have been enamored with, no doubt about it, but the Pelicans have no real reason to get off that right now. Michael Porter Jr., everything I've heard hasn't been too strong as far as the Warriors' interest there. And do the Nets feel like they could hold on to him as a centerpiece for this next iteration of the Nets, or do they need to move on too? You look at short-term help. I even recently asked about a possible Andrew Wiggins reunion. One league source shut that down, saying they're not going to pay that. Talking about paying that is he's a $30 million player option next season. Unless it's a superstar, the Warriors want to keep their books clean, so then you look at maybe a mystery team. I'm thinking of a team like the Chicago Bulls, who now, after today, are loaded up on guards. Expiring contracts, Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, another team that has had past interest in Jonathan Kuminga as well, too. So there's all these avenues and factors right now. They're a little bit murky, they're a little bit cloudy, because we know right now it's all about one man in Milwaukee right now, Festus.
First of all, DJ, I will take no Andrew Wiggins slander on this podcast.
I'm not slandering.
Andrew Wiggins
I'm not
was
slandering.
the second best player on this championship team.
No.
That's
Just reporting.
Just that they can't afford
Second,
him.
What I'll say is, Giannis, you go all in on Giannis. Whatever you can get. Matter of fact, the Milwaukee Bucks tell you what they're going to give you for what Giannis is going to come here for, because of what he brings to the game. You know, the offensive firepower, the ability to attack the paint whenever they need, and that complementing with Steph, it's going to be great when you add that to the size as well. But if you don't get Giannis, there's a lot of other options. There's guys like Michael Porter Jr., his size, his ability to shoot the basketball, he'll fit in very well to the system. Trey Murphy has been playing incredible basketball. It would be really hard for me to see the New Orleans Pelicans get rid of him. But really the big question for the option B is the reward more than what you have to give up for it? And the Warriors have Steph Curry, who is going to be 38 this year. That's putting some pressure on the timeline for them. But you either figure out if the Giannis deal is going to work, or maybe you stand pat till the summer where you have more options and more deals available to you.
Yeah, how about the fact that the Jimmy Butler injury and this Giannis talk pushed Jonathan Kuminga's storyline into off to the corner, a secondary storyline. But on January 15th, the first day he was trade eligible, he got word out that he doesn't want to be here. He said that through his agent. He said that through the media, stating, when you do that, you're publicly saying you don't want to be on this team anymore. Is that part of the Warriors' plans to take care of that issue with Jonathan Kuminga? Okay, today's Tuesday, right?
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Okay.
There's beautiful beaches over here. There's mountains. You have amazing people. Tech scene. You can invest. There's a lot of things going good over here.
It's Tuesday. The deadline is
I'm just
Thursday.
saying, Giannis.
I feel like stuff is about to heat up real quick.
You think Giannis is watching the pregame show of the
Oh,
Warriors?
yeah, he
and
is.
Phillies?
He is a
Of course.
loyal watcher.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, back to you.
He's watching, wondering if Festus is in Cleveland or not with the beanie on. What is he doing? It's 65 degrees out here with sunshine.
Festus reporting from Milwaukee.
Well, let's mull that same question over. So we mull it over here on Warriors Pregame Live. What does a plan B look like for the Golden State Warriors? You're in Mike Dunleavy's seat, and you're not. I get it. But if you are, because you've been in that seat before, what does that pivot look like for the Warriors?
Yeah, Bonte, similar to the draft, you have several scenarios on your board. And I'm sure Mike Dunleavy and his staff have, obviously I've got the Giannis trade, Dalton mentioned Trey Murphy, Michael Porter Jr., the ones that we've all heard about. But there's also contingency plans of different deals that financially make sense and plays they feel could fit their roster, fit the style of play, and impact winning. So there's a lot of deals that they have not talked about that they have, ready to go if they materialize. Obviously, first and foremost, they're trying to get the Giannis deal done, and they'll work down from there. These deals can happen quickly. We've seen a lot of deals today go down, so you've got to be ready when the opportunity is there. You have to strike quickly. So they've got a lot of irons on different fires and trying to figure out which deal they can actually consummate.
We got about 30 seconds here. What does a deal look like if, say, they don't get Giannis? Should they look for shooting? Should they look for wings? What areas should they look for if they don't get the Giannis deal done?
Yeah, I think it becomes, Bonte, either a big or a wing, a two-way wing player, like an MPJ, that type of player that can knock down threes, got some good size and athleticism.